United States and the over 1 billion people around the world who are living with obesity. Maybe that's you, or maybe it's somebody you love. And I do thank you all for joining us here.
Oprah Winfrey is trying to kill the stigma surrounded by weight loss drugs. This 70-year-old media mogul's an Oprah special, Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution, aired March 18th on ABC. And she opened up the conversation by sharing some heartbreaking headlines about her weight that she read for 25 years.
In my lifetime, I never dreamed that we would be talking about medicines that are providing hope for people like me who have struggled for years with being overweight or with obesity. So I come to this conversation in the hope that we can start releasing the stigma and the shame and the judgment to stop shaming other people for being overweight or how they choose to lose or not lose weight. And more importantly, to stop shaming ourselves. I have to say that I took on the shame that the world gave to me. For 25 years, making fun of my weight was national sport. And I'll never forget a day in 1990. I saw myself on the cover of TV Guide's best and worst dress list. And I remember thinking at first, oh, look, there I am on the cover. And then I read the headline that Mr. Blackwell, the tastemaker of the time, called me bumpy, lumpy, and downright dumpy. I was ridiculed on every late-night talk show for 25 years and tabloid covers for 25 years. Here are just a few of the thousands of headlines written about me. Oprah, fatter than ever. Oprah hits 246 pounds. Final showdown with Stedman sends her into feeding frenzy. Oprah warned, diet or die. So, in an effort to combat all the shame, I starved myself for nearly 5 months and then wheeled down that wagon of fat that the internet will never let me forget. And after losing 67 pounds on a liquid diet, the next day, y'all, the very next day, I started to gain it back.
The hour-long special featured several guests who shared their personal experiences with obesity and weight management, including Oprah, who teared up as she shared her own painful memories from over the years.
Have you released the shame for yourself completely?
Yes, there are so many people like me that if you had told me when I was a little girl that I would be sitting here talking about those noises in my head, I would have told you you were crazy. I'm not going to talk to anyone about that. And there's this whole world of us that get it. So that helps me reduce the shame.
You know what I get? This is what I got for the first time after I, took the medication. All these years, I thought all of the people who never had to diet were just using their willpower, and they were, for some reason, stronger than me. And now I realize, y'all wasn't even thinking about the food. It's not that you had the willpower. You weren't you weren't obsessing about it. That is the big thing I learned.
Medical experts also gave their professional opinions when it comes to weight loss management. W. Scott Bush, the director of obesity medicine in the Bariatric and Metabolic Institute at the Cleveland Clinic, and Dr. Amanda Velasquez, an obesity expert at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles, were among Oprah's special guests. And Dr. Bush explained how being obese is a, quote, complex disease.
Many people have the disease of obesity. Everybody who is overweight does not have the disease of obesity, but if you have the disease of obesity, you're always going to go back to that set point. If you don't have it, then you can diet, lose weight, exercise, all of the things that we've heard over the years. Am I on the right track here?
Absolutely.
Are you all following this? Because if you all are tracking, it means the rest of the world will track.
But there's a spectrum of obesity as well. It's not one disease. It's many different subtypes of a disease.
So it's complex.
Quite complex.
And that's why it is so wrong to be shaming people, because you don't understand the complexity of each person's situation.
Yeah. And I think, as Amy said, this is just a reflection of someone's uneducated belief that this is just a self-inflicted condition, as if people who have obesity actually want to have obesity. It's looked at, these are weaker people who have no willpower, who can't cut it.
That's right.
And people who are thin can cut it.